Good morning. A little chilly last night, but not super cold. We had a lot of people where I was camped. At the group I was with, which was like 8 people, and then throughout the evening, more and more and more just kept showing up. So there might be like 15 people camped all around right in this area. But today we got a super long day. We're doing 2 passes, starting out with Glen. The views are amazing already. Let me show you where we're at. It's just absolutely beautiful up here. This pass definitely seems a little more rugged, I would say, I guess. Kind of a tighter box canyon that we're working up. It's kind of just the first real patch of snow on trail. It doesn't look bad on this side going up. Guess we're going up there somewhere. You see the trail kind of make switchbacks on and up. There's part of the switchbacks we came up. And first looks on the other side. Little snow traversal there. Oh man, I love it out here. It's just incredible. There's back at the top of Glen Pass. Starting the snow traversal. This section may or may not be very long, but it looks kind of short from where I'm standing. But I've still got my micro spikes on just to be safe. Well, so far this hasn't been bad. The switchbacks down are mostly snow-free. There's just little patches of it like this, where you kind of maneuver around and then get back to the switchback. Mostly snow-free all the way down. A little patchy down there. Well, I think that's about it for Glen Pass. Overall pretty easy, but the snow levels make all the difference in the world. Heavy snow here, yeah, this is all going to be really dangerous. Now making our way into the next valley. I think this is the Arrowhead Lakes coming up. Should be a really beautiful area. This Arrowhead Lakes area is just beautiful. You see little fish down there. They're not too big. They're about the same size as the ones we were catching at Bullfrog Lake. It's just too amazing. Still in the Ray Lakes area. This place is just fantastic. Glen Pass is just up there, kind of in the middle. And I can see there's a ranger station right up here. Probably the best ranger station in the park. Beautiful views from here. There's Arrowhead Lake. Continuing a long descent down to the bottom of the valley. And then we got a long climb all the way up to the top of Pincho Pass. Still miles away. There's Dollar Lake. Here's the Baxter Creek crossing. I might be able to pull this off without getting wet. I'll have to figure out what the best option is. I made it across and I'm still dry. That one was a little challenging. I came across the logs over there. That one definitely was a little difficult to manage and still stay dry. Well, this feels like a change of scenery. This is pretty representative of what the terrain has been like all day. Lots of rocks, very uneven terrain. Can't move very fast. We made it to Woods Creek. This is the very bottom of the valley. From here, we got 7.5 miles of uphill all the way to the top Pincho Pass. This is a very wobbly bridge. Very wobbly. Fun in its own way. There's an 800-mile marker. I feel like it took 2 weeks to go from 700 to 800. And then to go from 800 to 900, it's going to take me like 5 days at most. This is the Woods Creek water slide. The trail doesn't cross it. I'm just taking a close look. Today has just been the roughest and slowest going terrain of the entire trail so far. I hope the rest of the stretch over the next couple of days eases up a little, or it's going to be a really rough 100 miles. I'm going way too slow for this. It's going to be a long day. I'm still not even close to Pincho Pass. Terrain is just too rough. I'm going way too slow. Now we're kind of starting to get close to Pincho Pass. There's been a few snow patches I've walked over already, and you can kind of tell where it cuts across some more snow patches going to that way, up to the right. The pass itself, I think, is over there somewhere in the middle is where we cross over. It is really warm up here right now. Stuff's melting fast. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this is gone like just in another week. I'm into the switchbacks. Extremely steep. Half mile left. There's looking back. I made it to the top of Pincho Pass. That was the most difficult climb of the entire trail by far. And there's a marmot right there, guarding the top. And there's the other side to the north. I am completely exhausted. This doesn't look bad. There's hardly any snow. There's less patchiness on this side. From here, planned destination is 4.5 miles. I'm gonna do my best to get that far. There's back up top. Currently on a little snow patch. I feel like I'm just light enough where I'm not post-holing. But this time of day and how hot it is right here, the snow is definitely mushy. And this one's Lake Marjorie. It was pretty steep coming down Pincho, but now it's not too bad. The valley ahead of me doesn't look very steep in comparison to how much elevation we need to lose. Hopefully tomorrow is pretty smooth, but we'll see. Well, I made it to a group campsite. There's lots of little spots all around. Nobody else is here. And there's some people behind me, but I don't know if anybody's gonna make it this far. So I may be here all alone tonight. I'm about a half mile shy of my intended destination, but I think this will be good enough. If a few people trickle in, then there's definitely room for them. So I'm just gonna get set up here real quick, get dinner going, get some editing done tonight. Mosquitoes are definitely out, but they haven't been too much of a bother, and I haven't put any DEET on yet. So with all that, I'm pretty happy with where we ended up tonight. It was a rough day. Today was the roughest on trail, definitely.
Steep ups, steep downs, and just rocky conditions all day. Just kept it going really slow. It was a long day just to get like 20 miles, 21 miles worked out, however much we got. Anyway, can't wait to get up and do it all over again. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We are starting off the day with a water crossing. There's lots of water, large crossing. Let's see, I was not alone last night. There was 3 people that trickled in all just after sunset. And today we're pretty much at the low point of the valley, so we got all uphill until we hit Mather Pass. So I'm gonna start looking for a way to get around all this water. This one's a challenging water crossing. I just came across that log, so now I'm kind of in a middle island here. I think I can get across here to there, and then there's a log over there to the other side. I'm gonna try that. Made it across, and I'm still dry. That was the most challenging one yet. That was the King River that we had crossed earlier. And now we're following it for quite a ways up this valley. I hope we don't have to cross it again. Well, the trail hasn't been too bad. It's a little rocky, but it's very gradual uphill, which is nice. And there's been like dozens of little stream crossings, but they've all been easily rock hoppable. All recent comments say there's no way to rock hop this one, but I'm determined. I've successfully not gotten my feet wet this whole trip yet. I'm gonna keep hunting around a little. I think I found the spot. I'm gonna jump from there to that pile of rocks to there. I think it's doable. See you on the other side. Made it across and I'm still dry. They only had to go up about a 0.1 or so it's not too far. Getting closer to the end of the valley where the pass starts. It's up ahead there somewhere. So with the river now on our left, I think we do cross it one more time. Here's hoping we can still find some rocks. This should be the last time we cross the King River. Usually a snow bridge here, I guess. It's all melted now. The scenery up here is awesome, just like this open plains boulder field area. But I'm gonna go up just a little bit. It's so shallow and narrow, I can probably hop across the whole thing at some point. It should be easy to get across though. And we're about to start the main final climb up to Mather Pass. We'll be looping around that way. And we're crossing up there. You can see where the switchbacks go up. I can see at least 2 people ahead of me. I'm currently into the switchbacks. There's some of it there. Crosses back and forth numerous times. There's some people just ahead of me. Pass itself is right in there. Overall, this isn't that bad, I would say. This is the most sketchiest of the passes because the path is narrow and the snow creates a little more of a bother. But I'm doing this without micro spikes. It's not that bad. We'll have to see what the descent on the other side looks like. Made it to the top, Mather Pass. Here's looking south. There's the trail where we crested over. And into the north side. A lot more snow down here. I would not be surprised if I have to bust out the micro spikes for this descent. Can't really tell. Lots of switchbacks though, all the way down here, pretty steep. I can see some glissading tracks. People just went straight down. I don't think I'm gonna try that though. A little bit of a traffic jam. That's kind of the steepest bit, just getting through these rocks. I think we'll be mostly good from here. I definitely have my micro spikes on. There's back up at Mather Pass. I think we're through the toughest bits. It took a long time. 90% of the trail is under snow. A lot of rock scrambling. Trying to find the trail again, get back to it. I think we're doing okay now. Work our way down into the valley. Looks like this valley is going to be deeper and narrower than the other ones. And we got the Palisade Lakes down there coming up. Taking a break at a nice little overlook at the lakes here. Little juvenile marmot there for company. And there's a whole family of them just there to my left. Well, now I got this one much closer. He's about 8 feet away or so. There's back towards Mather Pass and the Palisade Lakes. And there's the last lake. At the end of the last of the Palisade Lakes. And then here it dumps down, flows into the next valley lower down. This is where all the fish are hanging out. Dozens of them in here. This is all overflow spill off from the lakes, forming Palisade Creek, flowing down this tight canyon. And we're following this for a ways. First views into the next valley. I guess we're gonna have a steep descent coming. That looks awesome. Steep and rocky switchbacks all the way down. This trail section is so steep, so many switchbacks. And a lot of it has been like, you can tell it's been all built up and engineered and with the steps built in and stuff. There was a lot of work that went into this section to get this descent knocked out. tree cover. Still got about 4.5 miles till we hit the bottom point to the valley. And for the moment, the terrain's not too bad. And we're back to dozens of stream crossings. Luckily, water levels are low. This has got some obvious, awesome rocks to hop across. A couple of them have got enough logs and stuff where you can go. But the amount of snow makes all the difference. Again, this would be terrible in a high snow year. Forest fire through here at some point. Looks like a while ago, though. Not recent. Another mile or so, and we'll be at the bottom. And then it's all uphill up to Pinchot Pass. It kind of hooks around to the right of these mountains. I was about to comment on these trees, and a little grouse came up right next to me. But as far as the trees go, I think these are aspen trees. And I suddenly am surprised because I have not seen aspens before until right now. And I'm pretty sure that's what these are. Otherwise, I'm gonna follow a grouse up the trail. We're through the lowest point. It's all uphill from here. This is the long climb all the way up to Pinchot Pass. That'll be tomorrow morning. We'll get as close as I can today. The site I'm aiming for is like 7.5 miles from here. And I think it's just about 2 o'clock. So it's kind of doable. I hope the terrain is okay though. This is a nice surprise. Makes it easier. Just taking a sit-down break. It has been brutal uphill. There's times where it was kind of mellow, not too bad, and then it just rocky nightmare uphill. I got a mile left to camp. This is gonna be the steepest climb of the day, and it's just nothing but rocks. The terrain out here is just way too rugged to push these kind of miles that I'm aiming for. Had I known better, I would have made this like a 6-day stretch versus a 4-day stretch. But I'll see you at camp. Finally made it. I'm at camp. I'm done for the night. A lot of people camped around, so I'm kind of off on the side filming this real quick. Man, today was just brutal. It was the most beautiful section of trail. I think from like Pincho to Mather was like the most brutal, and then Mather to here was the most beautiful, but second place, most brutal. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next one.